Okay, if I could have your attention in the media center, we have our first media availability of the day here at Phoenix International Raceway, joined by Rico Abreu, driver of the number 31 AccuDoc Solutions Chevrolet for NTS Motorsport. Rico will be making his NASCAR National Series debut tonight in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Lucas Oil 150. He is a NASCAR Next member, competed in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East this season, capturing his first win at Columbus in July. Rico, exciting day for you. Kind of talk about your thoughts going into making your NASCAR National Series debut tonight.
No, thank you. Definitely just got to make the best of it and hopefully move on to Homestead from here. No really big high expectations for me. Just think it's going to be difficult to work pit road and just understand how these vehicles work compared to the K&N cars. I think they're a little similar. Stock car is a stock car, and it's just obviously you got different tires, and the trucks are a lot different than these cars, but I think all in all they feel somewhat similar.
Okay, with that, we're going to open it up to the floor for questions. Please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. We'll start with Jeff, and then come right up here.
Jeff Clark from USA Today. Hey, Rico. What's the biggest thing you take away from tonight? I mean, what do you want to leave here saying, okay, now I know this, or now I know this?
I think it's going to be a lot different racing behind guys and in traffic, and I think that's one thing that I'm going to have to figure out, just because the K&N cars, I don't feel you really feel aero. Dover a little bit, but I was up front a lot, so it was hard to say there. But I think if I could just put a good solid day together, I'd be happy with it.
Okay, right up here to Lee.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Super. Talk a little bit about what the transition has been, just getting used to going from midgets to, stock cars, stock trucks, whatever. What has been the biggest, hurdle to climb for you?
I think just the heaviness in the cars. The K&N cars are like 3,200 pounds, and our sprint cars and midgets are like 1,200 pounds. So it's a lot different. And then having, I think, I've never experienced pit road, but we practiced it yesterday. I sit here and keep talking about pit road because I know that's where you gain and lose a lot of spots. So if I could just take my time getting through there, and then and just like I said earlier, have just a solid weekend, it'd be fun. It's gonna be fun. Not really. I race every weekend, sprint cars, so I think you build from that, and I think just definitely stay hydrated and relaxed, and can't get too worked up.
Let's go in the back to Bob really quick, and then we'll go Nate and then Chris.
Bob Parkers, ESPN. Are the modifications to the truck the same as what you had in the K&N car, or did they have to make anything additional?
They're identical.
Nate right up front here.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Rico, have you figured out what the plan is for next season, if you're going to continue to run as much NASCAR at different series? And have you, after being in stock cars now for a year, is there a time frame at which you would think you would have to choose whether you want to commit stock cars versus open wheel, and are you any closer on that?
I'd love to. This is something I enjoy, these stock cars, and I think if I just, my whole career from when I started, I've never been really stable in a series, and I think this could be it, and I just want to be given the right opportunity and make sure you have your shot, because I think you only have one shot at this deal, and to be good at it and getting the right equipment, and I would love to run whatever next year. Right now we don't have any plans, and I basically just fill my sprint car races in when I'm not racing stock cars.
Would you be willing to commit full time to NASCAR?
I would do it if the opportunity's right. I mean, if that's what I have to do to take advantage of all this stuff, I would do it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with Chris here, and then we'll come over here.
Chris Knight, Catchfence.com. Congratulations on making your debut tonight. Of all the teams in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series garage, why NTS Motorsports? And what did you see in the program yesterday?
No, I think they're a great group of guys. There's a lot of knowledge there. I think the driver of the 14 truck, Daniel Hemrick, is very, very smart, and he's been racing stock cars and legends for a long time, and he's someone I can go to really easily and get feedback from, because it's tough for Kyle to run back and forth from the Cup garage to here, especially when he's running both cars this weekend. So it's Kyle got to be around me a little bit in practice yesterday and help me there, and I got a good spotter, Kevin Hamlin, that'll work me up through there tonight too.
Right over here to the left here.
All right, thank you. Rico, Ryan O'Hare, Race Chaser Online. My question for you is: you ran 70 laps in practice the other day, the most of any competitor. What did you learn out of that, and what can you potentially take advantage of tonight?
I think just getting our truck comfortable on the track and getting the line worked in, just knowing where to be, when you can peel off the wall to hit your marks, and just get your marks off the walls, and just some reference points that I worked on, because it's hard to get reference points on these tracks, especially when it's easy to do it in practice, but when you put 40 trucks out there and they're all side by side, it takes that away. So we just worked on making laps really and getting me comfortable and getting the team comfortable with me, and I think it was very well worth it.
Let's go with Stan over here.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. With there being absolutely really no testing anymore, how much time, if any, did you spend on a computer? And if you did, how much of that transferred to your very first practice yesterday?
I actually spent a lot of time iRacing earlier this week. I spent all of Tuesday on the computer. I basically just dedicated my Tuesday to the computer, which I usually don't. And I think it's a lot similar. It's just hard to, you don't have that real sensation of the downforce, but I think they're a lot similar, like when the trucks get free or tight, and then the aero isn't, as up to point on the game as it is in real life. But I think if you can get that close similarity of the, same truck, and I ran the trucks on the computer, so it's good. And anytime you can just run laps is good, and just makes you more aware.
Woody Kane with MRN. Rico, Nate already asked you about next year, but if there is such a thing anymore, what's the off season look like for you, or the rest of this year?
So I'm working on, we're going to Homestead hopefully, and then I got the Turkey Night Grand Prix Thanksgiving Day, and last 5 years I've gone to New Zealand and raced over there over Christmas and New Year's, but this year I'm going to stay home. I don't get to spend much time with my family as I'm on the road racing all the time. So, the older you get, I think you really cherish those moments around your family and those holidays. So, and then there's some couple sprint car races at the end of the year in Yuma, and I'll run those, and then on to the Chili Bowl.
And then right up here with Chris, and then Dustin will finish it off.
You're going to run the Snowball Derby too, right?
I forgot about that.
Okay.
I'm excited for that. I'm going to run the Snowball Derby for David Gilliland, and I'm really excited for that, actually.
And then also earlier this week, CNN featured a story on you that was filmed at Dover International Speedway back in October. Can you talk about what it was like for that, and did you see the piece that aired?
No, they did a great job. I did see it. It was cool to be a part of that, and them wanting to be a part of me. I wish they would have got a little more footage at the track, but how the weather played out, it was hard for them to get down on the track. But it's great that that's eye-opening for them, and especially such a big, they have such a big following, and it was cool to see all the feedback from it.
Dustin?
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. You mentioned earlier you say you got to get the right opportunity. You think you only have one shot at it. Why only one shot at it?
I just think that there's another one coming behind you, a competitor, and I think they're all filling seats. So I feel like if you you have one shot at this, and if you miss your opportunity, you're going to be sitting in the dust because there's so many young, talented kids coming up through the ranks that are hungry for their opportunity, and it's just it's something that I've really got to think about over the last few years. Just because I see a lot of kids get left out that are very talented and don't get that opportunity. So just makes me really thankful for the situation I'm in, and you just got to take advantage of it.
But with the success you had and the notoriety and the media publicity, does that help bring more attention to you that there's the possibility of a second chance for somebody like yourself?
There could be, but I don't really think a second chance is just because, not too many people get them.
Any additional questions? Okay. Thank you, Rico, and good luck tonight.